Namaste and good morning and welcome to Mandir again. And what a beautiful morning. The sun is just coming up. Let us pay adorations and get spiritualized by the presence of Surya Narayan. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Let us pay adorations to the Murtis, adorations to Mother Earth, adorations to water, adorations to fire in the form, the source of fire, the sun, adorations to air that keeps us alive and fresh, and adorations to space that suspends us. All the murtis are there. All those murtis are in us. They come together to make this murti, your murti and my murti. How beautiful it is that we have in us the manifested state of consciousness. And we have consciousness in us also, who's supporting this manifested state. We are everything, all in all, creation and a source of creation. This morning I'd just like to read something, and if you can get into a very meditative position as we look in the sun. I'll chant Om 3 times with me. We'll take deep breaths and then we'll chant. Join me, breathe in. Again, breathe in. Again, breathe in. Now be in that meditative position. I'll repeat some words, some prayers rather. I'm not the body. I'm not the mind. I'm not the intellect. I'm not the ego, Abhiman. I am truth. I'm consciousness and bliss, Satchidanand. I'm all powerful, omnipotent. I'm all pervading, omnipresent. I know the past, present and future, omniscient. The word Om comes before all those words. I existed before creation as consciousness. From me, creation manifested. I entered into creation to give it life. I'm the driver in the body. This vehicle body is made up of the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. This body is constantly changing. One day I will lose it for sure. I'm not the mind, as the mind is a bundle of thoughts coming from the environment through the 5 senses: seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, and tasting. I react to the environment through the organs of actions: mouth, hands, legs, organs of reproduction, and organs of elimination. The sense organs and organs of action are instruments totally under my control as I navigate to rediscover that I am consciousness. I'm not the intellect, the power of dispassion and discretion, as my intellect is influenced and hijacked by the ego. My ego falsely identifies me as I am what I have, I am what I do, I am my reputation, I'm different from you. Things are missing in my life, and I'm separated from consciousness. I am free from the body, mind, intellect, and ego identification. I am consciousness. I am perfection. I am liberated. How beautiful this is. This is like a consolidation of all scriptures put together. And we have a free will. And our free will tells us that we can do what we want. That is the only thing that is ours. that God gives us, consciousness gives us that free will. And we have to decide how we want to work this free will. And there's a Gita sloka that guides us in this. Yagyartat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana tarartam karma kauntiya mukta sangha samachara. Hey Arjuna, you're going to be doing a lot of stuff. You're compelled to do things. That's your nature. That's our nature, human beings and all creations. But listen, try to do things for me. In other words, try to collaborate with me to sustain this creation. And if you do that, you'll come to me. And it's very nice, Loka. The way to explain this is to put it in three categories. The first category is the lower nature, the lower, which is in the mental and physical plane, body and mind. When we operate in that plane, there's no intellect, that we do things spontaneously, what is likable to us, what is enjoyable, and these are the base nature, animalistic behavior, competition, cruel competition, and selfishness. As Swami Parameshananda describes it nicely, what are sins? They come under sins. Weakness, fear, cowardice, meanness, and selfishness. These are the things that are operating at the lower nature. He said, what are real enemies? Laziness, procrastination, lustful senses, and passions. When these things are operating, then we operate in the lower nature. And imagine a society where we are operating, that will be total chaos. But when we move up to the level of social level, where intellect comes in and where no one is left behind, then naturally we will be in that position where we are looking out for others. And then it comes to the religion. It says, what is religion? Self-sacrifice, self-abnegation, self-discipline, adherence to truth and countenance. You see that civility, moral and ethics are coming into play. And that's the society that is stable and is progressive, not the one that is in the lower animalistic and survival of the fittest. Then if we are on this social level and leave no one behind, we are cooperation with creation. And when we do that, what happens? We are getting God's grace, that we summon God's grace. And when we do that, get to that God's grace, what happens? We move up into that enlightened state where we are like God. We have become that consciousness. And we look behind, and through our yoga and meditation, we make that separation, and we see that distinction, that separation. This is the purpose of our life. Imagine if we go through life and we can't achieve this, then life as a human being has been a waste. We have to take rebirth again because imperfection is there. But it's not a bad thing, at least let us try. And this is the purpose, and this is my message this morning, that look around and look at society, make a choice, make a shift. Make that shift, and that shift will move you out of the created universe, the manifestation of consciousness, and to put you back to where you came from, free, liberated. Let us sing this morning. This is a nice song that I like to sing. मन की आँखें खोल बाबा, मन की आँखें खोल, मन की आँखें खोल बाबा, मन की आँखें खोल. हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि हरि बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि हरि बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि हरि बोल. The Virgin is saying that when दुनिया क्या है एक तमाशा, 4 दिनों की झूठी आशा, ज्ञान तराजू हाथ में लेकर तोल सके को तोल बाबा, मन की आंखें खोल बाबा, मन की आंखें खोल. Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari Hari bol. That look, why don't you weigh the happenings in life in a scale, the good things on one side and bad things on the other, and see which way you fall, and gradually make that shift. And how you do it? You call the name of the Lord, Hari, the Lord of sustenance. This morning is a simple message, but let's follow it, because if we don't do that, then we'll be tormented by the changes in our society, in our world. And then that torment will keep us in a place of sorrow and suffering. Let us move out from that plane of sorrow and suffering and lift ourselves up to that place of enlightened leadership. Let us try to move ourselves from the animalistic level, body and mind identification, and move up to that social level, and then we'll move to that place of liberation, the purpose of our lives. Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om.